nothing, they have to tolerate everything. Like these bitches, like if a nigga do some fuck shit, and the next day the bitch is gonna answer the phone. You do some fuck shit to me, I'm putting you on fucking yellow, nigga. You on this. This is where you at. This where you at if you fuck up. On ice, nigga. And I feel like niggas don't take that. Like I said, I know a guy that he literally rich motherfucker. And he literally told me to my face, I'd rather deal with 7 and 8 than a 10. They literally told me that shit in my face because they just like one little thing and they're off. Like one little thing is like they just don't feel like they gotta compete. They gotta feel like they're already taken. And it's crazy that this is how men are feeling. It's crazy how that's how men are thinking nowadays. Like it's like nah, like these 10s are not trying to compete. They're just trying to get picked. Like the 7 and 8, they're gonna do what you say.
This pussy got diamonds on it. Whoa! This pussy came with glitter. This pussy smooth. This pussy clean. This pussy squeaky. Hello. Hello.
Gloss brand, and the name for my lip gloss is something that nobody would have ever thought of. I got one called Nut, and it's the color of some nut. I got one called Gonorrhea. It's green like gonorrhea. I got one called Yellow Discharge, like how girls be having yellow discharge. Hole pink, booty hole brown, coochie juice. And coochie juice is clear with silver glitter. It's cute, like the cute, and it smells good. And it's so like, you know, people gonna talk but other people was like, who's a marketing genius, because it's so fast. And it smells good too. I be thinking of all out the box. It's not even on purpose, it's just like my brain helped me think outside the box to do some crazy shit.
Hey ladies, how on you? When I'm gonna call my twin, and I just wanna let y'all know, be toxic for the rest of your 20s. You only get one life. Live your toxic 20s. You never get to be 20 years old, 21, 22, 23, 24, none of that ever again in your life. Be toxic, cause don't get in your 30s thinking you could just go slashing tires and doing all this crazy shit. You too old for that now. You too mature. Be toxic for the rest of your 20s. And if you delusional, turn that shit up a notch. Enjoy the rest of your 20s. You only get to do this shit one time.
Yo, what's up, people? We is back. Another day on Keep It G News. Now, before we get in this video, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget we go live every day at 11 p.m. But if you was watching them clips in the beginning, y'all, we'll be talking about is a conversation that we probably should have been talking about. Now, we might have referenced it on a few lives, but we ain't never really going in depth with this whole culture, because that's basically what it is. And the reason why this conversation came up to light is because 50 Cent just did an interview, but I'm not quite sure what the podcast is. And the question came up of the current state of women's hip-hop. Now, I want y'all to listen to what he had to say.
Female rappers.
The female rappers, I just want somebody that is not trying to sell some box.
You ain't lying.
One more. I just I think this might be damaging female culture.
What do you think about sexy?
Serious.
No, serious. Let's talk about it. Because what do you think about Sexy Red's new lip gloss line called Gonorrhea? Nut. I mean, it's wild out here.
She wants to convince them to put gonorrhea on it.
I mean, it's wild out here.
Look at what you just said, bro.
Gonorrhea and Ultimas.
I got that new gonorrhea on my mouth.
Yeah, that's the new wave.
You see how
can you believe we're here now when it comes to music? Like this is.
Mike, what are you supposed to say for male artists? Look, I was doing Candy Shop.
Yeah, 21 questions.
Like metaphors for sexual experiences. They are doing flat out saying the experience in the music now, and then it's like. You know what? Brian Pumper would be a hit right now.
You ain't never.
Yeah. The porn star is gonna say it the right way.
Crazy.
You go back and look at the porn star rappers, what they were saying, and say this is really what's hitting right now.
Yeah.
Because it's that graphic right now with the things that they're saying. And then I'm like, look, I think it's fun, and I think that's why the females they enjoy hearing those type of things being said. Like while they're out partying, it's just like it's not being taken
My
serious.
daughter, she said, female rappers are dominating. I said, the only reason why they dominate is because they aggressive like niggas, and these niggas is bitches.
In the present moment too, because it almost feels like the floodgates open.
Yeah, they aggressive like niggas, and these niggas is acting like
artists.
Yeah.
Look, the standard is not as high. Like for you to come in as a female artist and say what do they have to do to cut through or to get into the pack? Really, one joint, Mike, that will get them into a position where they're in it. They won't be able to compete with like Glorilla or like Sexy Red.
Now, y'all, I've had some things to say about 50 Cent, but when he right, he right. You know, I'm never going to discredit a person if they saying something substantial. No matter how I feel about them personally or how much bullshit I think they actually participate in themselves, I'm still going to give credit when credit is due. And what he said was true. We're living in a time where on every lyric, women is selling some type of sexual favors on tracks. Now, if you don't believe me, y'all, this is a few songs that came to mind, yo, when the woman asked 50 Cent that question.
And a black ass nigga with white. He gon' drop that neck. He love the way I sit. I'm so fucking sexy. You can't even fake it. Got that nigga nuttin' and I think his ass is Asian.
Park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make me dream, make it stream. Out in public, make the scene.
She a baddie, she showing her panty. She shake it like jelly. 100 bands of Chanel, but I'm still shaking ass in a deli.
Inside of me, quick jump out for you, let it get inside of me. To put it, never tell him where I'm about to be. I run down on him before I have a running me.
Tell me pussy got to go. Give me that neck like Benzino. Give me that neck like where it go. What thumb in my booty?
I don't know what the fuck is going on, but if you want my opinion on it, like my honest opinion on it, I think what's going on right now is being funneled through hip hop and through music, same way they did it in the 90s and the 80s, where you was ruining the black man image with movies, rap lyrics. Yo, one thing we gotta learn as society, yo, especially as black people, yo, is if you kill a person image, you can kill a person completely. And black men suffered that in the 90s and the 80s, like I said, even all the way up into the early 2000s. And I think what's going on right now is it's black women's time. Now, I don't know if these rappers or entertainers know this, you know, or could they be active participants in what's going on? But no matter how you look at it, yo, what 50 Cent said was 100% correct. In every lyric, on almost every IG live when these women have conversations, it always comes up. And they say some of the wildest things. And for a lot of these women that had the platforms that they have to push these narratives, it's disrespectful. It's actually, it's an ugly thing to witness, yo, knowing the influence that they have on the young girls. You talking about Cardi B, millions of followers. Glorilla, millions of followers. Sexy Red, millions of followers. Lotto, at least 100,000. She in the 100,000s of followers. All these people's songs probably in the billions when you look at all their, when you count all their numbers up. So it's like, yo, I always say, right? We living in a time now where we can push our own narratives. Now, music has always been controlled. And it's easy to blame the people who's controlling it. Yo, but when are we going to start holding artists and these people accountable for the words that come out of their mouth? Because at the end of the day, we know that record labels push this nonsense. They push this propaganda. But it's still up to the artist to participate. No. Just because this is the way you're getting paid, that don't mean you can't switch it up sometimes and put out a positive message. It ain't always got to be whole related. And I think that's why we saying what we saying in the community when it come down to the women and the beef that the men got with the women and the beef that the women got with the men is because we looking at things from two ends of the spectrum. You got black men who've been preyed upon for 30 years and it's finally starting to seem like a lot of us is waking up and realizing that we've been tricked. But now you got black women that's going through the same thing, and why they in this, they don't see it. They think it's just all about having fun, you know. You heard what Glorilla said. Be a hoe in your 20s. Be toxic in your 20s. Yo, but how is that helpful to your 30s? You get me? How is being toxic in your 20s helpful in your 30s? And Cardi B, for her to be in her 30s, I think she is in her 30s, for her to still not understand that the fact that the men, it ain't about monetary. Men don't really care about how much money you make. Men want peace. So if you consider yourself a 10, but you're doing things that's not 10 related as far as mentally, you moving and everything you doing say that you a 5. A man might take a 7 or a so-called 6. I don't really like putting numbers on people, but for conversation purposes, that's what we're going to do. A man might take a 7, 6, or 8 just because that person gives him peace. You know? Because what qualifies you to be a so-called bad bitch anyway? It's not all about money, y'all. If you ask most men, they would tell you it's attitude. And a lot of these women, based off the words that come out of their mouth, attitude is horrible. It's horrible. And that ultimately separates homes, that ultimately breaks up families, that ultimately breaks down the black community. Now, like I say, I don't know if this is being done intentionally or it's just something that's happening, you know, just because it's happening. But either way, y'all, think we got to be smart enough to realize, yo, that it's a lot of people that love to see black men and black women separated. And when you spot it, notice what you watching, but don't feed too much into it, yo, because the consequences can be fatal to a community. And it has been fatal to the community. But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments. Snub there, Keep It G News.
Nigga can't do what I do, y'all niggas can't copy me. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep the shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G.